Hey guys, my name's Samantha. Welcome to Top Dog Tips. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to get a dog to eat that has lost his appetite. This could be for many reasons. Sometimes your dog isn't feeling well, sometimes he's on a medication that makes him not feel well. I know from firsthand experience how hard it can be. We have a boxer who has cardiomyopathy. She takes 5 pills a day. One of those pills she takes 3 times a day, upsets her stomach if she doesn't have anything in her belly. And the other pill that she takes twice a day makes her lose her appetite. So it's a very fine line that we have to cross with her, trying to get her to eat at certain times of the day. So like I said, this is our little cat Elsa. Sorry about that. So like I said, there are ways to get your dog to eat when he's lost his appetite. There are many reasons that it could be. You don't want to let it go on for too long. Making sure that your dog is hydrated is the key. So one of the things that I like to do is add a little bit of beef broth or chicken broth. Make sure you get the kind like this one that's low sodium, because broth is very high in sodium. You only need to add a very little bit because it has such a strong odor. It'll entice your dog even without having to dump in like a whole can. Add that in his water to make sure that he's drinking, because you don't want him to get dehydrated. That can cause some really severe issues and can really worsen whatever is going on with him if he's feeling ill or he's on medication from something, if he's healing from a surgery. So you want to make sure that he definitely stays hydrated. The other thing that you can do with beef broth is if you feed your dog hard kibble, mix a little bit of water in with the kibble to moisten it and add a little bit of broth too, and it might perk his appetite to eat a little bit. If you have a dog that's going to be a little bit more finicky, of course wet dog food is a great way to go. Wet dog food also gives a little bit of hydration, so you can worry less about the hydration. Some dogs still won't even eat wet food, or they may get used to eating the wet food and have a hard time going back to the dry food. And to transition them back, you can mix a little bit of dry food in and then a little more dry food with a little less wet food, and kind of transition it until you only have a very little bit of wet food and a lot of dry food, and then of course back to the dry food. Another thing that you can do, white rice is great. You can add some broth to that. It gives them something to fill their belly and kind of kickstart that appetite. And usually when I do white rice, I do rice and some type of a really lean, great protein source. So here I have some cooked turkey, but chicken works very well. Anything that's really, really lean. So you want to do some cooked lean protein, mix that in with a little bit of white rice, and it will really help to fill their belly and kind of kickstart that appetite. Sometimes you can't get them to eat the rice, like I said, without a little bit of the broth, or you might only be able to get them to eat a few pieces of the lean protein at first. Whatever you can do to kind of get that appetite going is what you need to do. So if they'll only eat one thing, if they'll only eat wet food and no dry food, move to the wet food for just a short period of time and then start integrating it back over, and only do it in small amounts. You don't want to completely switch their diet, so you don't want to just go right to wet food 100% of the time. So do a little bit of wet food and keep trying a little more and mixing it with the dry food and trying to get them back on that regular diet as quickly as possible. Same thing with give our little cat a piece of turkey so she'll leave us alone. Same thing, with the human food. It's safe for them, it's healthy for them, but you don't want their body to get used to that diet all the time. So, maybe do a little bit of this, one meal of this, and then start transitioning back. The biggest thing, like I said, is the hydration. If you need to keep adding broth to the water for a couple of days, 90% of the time your dog is going to eat when he's hungry, so it's nothing that you should panic about. If he goes a day or two and you start to feel a little uneasy about it, give your vet a call. Depending on what he's recovering from or what his other symptoms are, what kind of medications he's on, your vet can give you more of a kind of general period of how long his appetite might be gone for. But as long as he's drinking water, he's going to be okay for a few days until you can figure out how to get him eating again, or until he comes back around himself. So Hopefully this was beneficial for you guys. I appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions, make sure to email me at samantha@topdogtips.com. Of course, if you're new to our website, our social media pages, or our YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe to those. You can get up-to-date information on the product reviews that I do, product comparisons, other how-to videos, recipes, all kinds of great stuff on there for dog owners. So be sure to follow there. And of course, if you have any questions about this video or anything that you can't find on our site that you'd like to see, send those recommendations my way. I'm always happy to get emails from viewers or readers of our site. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.